When it comes to the NHL playoffs, the skill gap is a myth. All the teams are good. All the players are talented. It's not necessarily about who has the best hands, but it's about whose system breaks first and how your hands work in that system. So tonight we saw 4 elite NHL teams fail, and their system got exposed. I have the coaching playbooks on my desk for the winning teams and for the losing teams. And I'm going to show you the exact moments where the strategies succeeded and created winners and where the strategies failed and created losers. So if you want to sound smarter than your friends and know a little bit more about playoff hockey than you did before this video, stick around to the end as we talk about Colorado, LA, Tampa Bay, Montreal, Boston and Buffalo, the Vegas Golden Knights, and the Utah Mammoth. Starting with our first lesson, which is positional anarchy of the Colorado Avalanche versus middle protection and defensive positioning of the LA Kings, is speed and position swapping ending up. You see, there are NHL teams that try to clog the neutral zone, and the LA Kings are one of those. They use a 1-3-1 neutral zone trap. And within that trap, they're looking for a player like Artemi Panarin to counterpunch when they create turnovers. And on paper, systems like this look very disciplined, but unfortunately they can become static and far too predictable. You see, Colorado is an absolute masterclass. It isn't really anarchy like I led you to believe. It's called positional filling. Makar, he really doesn't have a position on the ice. Neither does Taze, neither does MacKinnon, neither do the rest that play in their top 5. They simply fill the lanes that are available, which is why you will commonly see Makar and Taze leading an offensive rush. You'll see MacKinnon back playing a little bit of D, but most critically, you're going to see Nathan MacKinnon driving that blue line, hitting the brakes and causing massive gaps, waiting for his buddy Makar to join the rush. So here's your takeaway. Holding positions are for teams that are either afraid or too slow to react with movement to a team like Colorado. And Colorado's fluidity is a testament to their overall IQ. Let's take a look. You see, LA in their own zone likes to make sure that they have players filling the middle. This allows them to pick up loose pucks like you see here and leave the zone with speed. This is that counterpunch. The trouble that you'll see here is that the counterpunch against a team like Colorado only leads to a 2 versus 2. And that ain't enough when you're playing a team like the Colorado Avalanche. You need to outnumber them 3-on-2, 4-on-2. And it forces you to make little dump-ins like you see right here. We cross the blue line. There's no one available to put a puck to because you're 2-on-2. And you can see that positional filling. Follow your man, and we have a switch. The real no-go in today's NHL. But when you're the Avalanche, you can do anything you want. They pick up that puck on the wall, bang, little shot to the net, play is dead. Chances like that just aren't enough. And when you finally do get your opportunity here and you drive it with your superstars like Drew Doughty, you need to be able to bury it. Doughty puts a shot on net. We get a little bit of a rebound. There's a loose puck in front, and Doughty is wide open. He's a very smart defender. He goes to the corner. He comes out. But unfortunately, bang, he goes wide. Those have to go in. And like a heavyweight title fight, no matter what, the game may be tied, but it isn't close when a guy like MacKinnon here hits that line, puts on the brakes. It does not matter if you have 3 players. They have to back in way too far, and this creates way too much gap. And if you haven't been watching Colorado all year, who's going to join this rush? It's Cale Makar who's going to get lost and cut across the middle. Positional anarchy and filling. MacKinnon drives the net, but we're still paying attention to Cale Makar, even though nobody else is. Colorado does not have numbers against LA in this sense, but when you're able to fill zones like this, you see a guy like MacKinnon get the first shot, and you see it followed up by a guy like Makar. There's 4 players down low. It's a great opportunity and a massive save. And we even see it here on the power play. Cale Makar is carrying the puck up ice, and we all know what's coming. We look to drop the puck back. That's why we have a player behind him. We drop the puck back because it gives us all this gap to take time and space away. No matter what, we are super concerned about these 3 guys clogging the middle on the penalty kill. So the drop back lets us expose that. But take a look at what Makar does. LA comes from below. They try to take away that drop pass. They try to sneak behind him. Makar is just simply too good. Little bit of a move, But now you're facing down a 1 versus 3. This is an excellent job by LA taking away zone entry, and this should be an easy takeaway for LA. The unfortunate part is the player is Makar. They've done an excellent job of lining up here and forcing him at the blue line. There is almost no gap between Makar and these sticks. But when you are this good, you just separate the Red Sea right through the middle. Big chance on net. This is a perfect defensive system, and this should have taken away the play here. The problem is it doesn't when you have supreme skill and you're filling positions, offense and defense, like Colorado is. And they're absolute masters at getting lost. Byfield has been a revelation for LA, but we'll see Nathan MacKinnon is going to get lost. When you win this draw, and he does as Byfield, you got to tie up your centerman. No tie up. You see him walk away. That no tie up puts the puck in the corner, but because he didn't tie up his centerman, we're going down here for puck support, and Nathan MacKinnon is left all alone. That puck moves up to the half wall. Byfield has put himself between the net and between the man. This is good defensive side positioning, but he's lost his man. MacKinnon's able to pick up that puck off the wall. It's a quick little shot on net. Bang, rebound, goal by Lehtinen. This isn't a system. This is just talented players playing with talent against a system that is too slow to change. Mistakes happen. These guys capitalize. They play perfect. These guys still capitalize. So that was high-level fluidity versus a static trap. Let's move on to a different system versus system. It's the dynamic counterpunching Montreal Canadiens against the veteran team that likes to move east-west in the Tampa Bay Lightning. It is deception versus making the best play. As Marty St. Louis says, he is the perfect coach for today's NHL and young players. Don't just make the right play. Don't make the safe play. Make the best play. And sometimes the best play doesn't always work out the way you want it to, but more often than not, it will. That is Montreal's mantra. You see, Montreal relies on Nick Suzuki drawing attention away from him to open up guys like Caulfield and Slafkovsky. It also relies on Lane Hutson generating offense from the defensive zone in transition and on the power play in order to win games. They're not going to outchance you. They're likely not going to beat you physically, but they can put dynamic pucks into the back of the net, and they did tonight. You see, because Tampa Bay plays that aggressive east-west game, and they spend a lot of time using Kucherov's deception to kill teams. Montreal was ready for it, and the older Tampa Bay gets, the more they have to rely on the Kuch system. You see, the Habs exit the zone really fast here. It's one pass up the wall, and this is what they mean by the best play. Don't just dump it. It's a beautiful little wall chip because they know, although the camera's not great at it, that they have puck support up by the blue line. That one little chip beats two players, and take a look at the blistering speed through the neutral zone that the Habs are able to generate. Shot goes wide, but that's that counter punch we're looking for. You see here we have precise puck movement, and precise puck movement will beat goalies every day. The puck rims around the boards. We call this length and width. And as that puck goes up to the wall, we see players filling positions. Length and width gets defenders out of position. A quick little turnover here, really hard work, and a very disciplined Montreal team getting high and getting on the right side of the puck. By getting in good defensive position, sometimes you get lucky. A player wins a one-on-two battle like they do down low. You find yourself all open in front, and bang, the puck goes in the back of the net. But everyone's going to talk about that. Why don't we rewind it nearly 2 minutes into the shift when it left the zone? You see, because this goal started here. It started all the way down at the other end with the counterpunch. Pick up the puck, beat a player with a wide pass. Montreal loves it. Kill them with speed entering the zone. That speed turns into a quick shot. But what's more important is that quick shot turns into Montreal puck hounding and picking up that puck with speed before Tampa Bay can. Precise puck movement beats goalies, but speed decimates systems. Tampa Bay is a very disciplined team, but Montreal is very unpredictable because they make the best play, not just a play. But no matter what, it always ends up on Kucherov's stick. Parlor tricks only work for a minute when you're playing against one of the NHL's best players, and it's the little look off that you see for his entire career looking down that's going to make goalies bite. This little look off allows him to move it east-west for a quick one-timer, and it's in the back of the net. Sometimes the classics are the best, and sometimes they're so good you can do it twice. Kucherov picks up that puck, same little deception, looks to go down low, Everybody bites. Everybody bites. As soon as he is able to pull all the defenders on the penalty kill away from the side, he moves that puck down low. That traps the young Montreal defenders. They're not sure where to go. You can see them puck watching. We're puck watching. We're puck watching. We're puck watching. Well, veterans don't puck watch. They have their stick down in front of the net and they're ready to tip it in like they did here. East-west, veteran poise, Kucherov deception. This can beat the unpredictability of the Habs. You can also expose the Habs by beating their best defenseman. Their best defenseman isn't the greatest down low 1-to-1. They end up in a battle. Hutson should be able to take this puck away all day, every day, but he squirts it out. Tampa Bay jumps on it. It's in the back of the net. But in these games, you just need to wait for your spot. Your spot can be the power play. This is what we call the spread. The spread is the new thing in the NHL. It's been around forever. They're going to call it new. We've been using it for 10 years, but now it's become the popular one over the 1-3-1. It allows you to fill lanes. Take a look at what Hudson's able to do. We get length and width over to Hutson here. Hutson, mid-lane drive, leaves it down low. This causes all kinds of headaches and movement and speed and time and space here for Montreal. They move it up to the top and it allows you to make short, crisp passes. The key is one pass, no stick handle. Move that puck east-west as quickly as you can. Get it to a shooter, put it in the back of the net. You can see we went down low, we went up high, we went wide, and we came back. That's a lot of pink and arrows to say Slavkovsky buries it. But you also have to be good enough to screw with them on a 1-3-1, the standard power play setup. We move from the spread, we move to a 1-3-1. Hutson moves it over to the left side. Suzuki, this is the key, drawing everybody over to him. That leaves it open down low to move it to Slavkovsky in the middle, playing that standard bumper, and we put it in the back of the net. When you use deceptive power play setups like this, it is critical when you're a counterpunching team like Montreal to score when you have the man advantage. And when you get 3 goals from one of your best goal scorers, that's a good night. And sometimes you don't even really need a system. You can just throw a puck down low and you can get it on your shooter's stick without overthinking this. We're now in a box +1. You put it towards the net. It doesn't work, so you reset. You get it over to your guy, and he just takes a shot from a poor angle, but beats a goaltender because he's elite. Unpredictability and elite talent can win hockey games. But those aren't traditional systems. That's kids wheeling, that's kids playing, that's counterpunching style. Let's go see 2 teams with traditional systems. And that's going to be Boston and Buffalo. You see, Boston plays nearly a 100% safe game. They collapse around their net. They make sure to defend well. They always take away rebounds. And when they're in the offensive zone, they go low to high to the defenseman, throw shots on net. They're not going to outshoot you. They're not going to outclass you. They're not going to out-talent you, but they're going to stay structured and disciplined against the freewheeling transition rush game of Buffalo. Buffalo kills you with puck-moving defensemen on the back end. It's players like Dahlin and Power on that first pass, jumping into plays, stretching the ice east to west, north to south, that allow Buffalo to break open games. And that's exactly what happens here. You get the big, powerful, puck-moving defenseman in Owen Power leaving his zone. As Power carries it up, it's one quick pass up the wall, and that one quick pass up the wall takes one little stick handle, and it's moved over to Tage Thompson east to west. North, south, east, west opens up games. It makes a headache for goalies, and you get great opportunities. You see, it doesn't even have to be big passes when you're talented defenseman, especially like a guy like Rasmus Dahlin, arguably one of the best skaters from the back end. Dahlin picks up that puck. His head's on a swivel. He's waiting. All he does is need to make a small little first pass, but the criticalness is he waited until all his time and space was taken away. The gap went away. But we don't stop there. As Thompson enters the zone, Dahlin has to carry in and fill those positions, very similar to what we saw Cale Makar doing earlier in the night. That first pass becomes a really strong defensive effort by the Bruins. We talked about it. They're stingy. They take everything away. And you see who's on that puck? It's Dahlin. And here we see him doing it again. He's scanning, taking a look at the ice, never looking at that puck. And now what we're looking for is that big, long stretch pass, and it was a beautiful little fake. Dahlin looked off to the left, and it's a quick wall bump to the right. Watch the position here from the young defenseman. He's looking up and left. and then he changes and goes right. All that does is force the stick position to take the middle, and it opens up everything over here on the left. That one little bounce off the wall is a one-hopper, picked up, and it's a quick little shot on net. But sometimes that just isn't working for you, and it's just not your night. And when you're Boston, you have to capitalize on guys like Pastrnak. This is your one and only line if you're the Bruins, and Bruins fans aren't going to like to hear it. Morgan Geekie has become the shooting specialist. Pastrnak comes in, rips a nice little shot, and this is one of those opportunities as Boston you have to take advantage of. The issue is you have 3 Bruins in a line, and a line is easy to defend, but they get a really nice puck bounce here and a little bit of interference on the play. Hey, if you're a veteran team like the Bruins, you have to make little interference plays like this in order to generate offense. They're good enough to get away with it. They do. That separates Geekie and allows him to get the goal. Counterpunching and patience can work against a fast team like Buffalo. You see, it's exhausting little efforts here that the Bruins do that almost got them this game and had their system work. Beautiful breakout pass here by Power. Power extends that puck to the length of the ice, and you have a 3-on-1 here from Buffalo, but this is what you need to see from Boston. It's not just interference that goes ahead and stick takeaways that cause goals for the Bruins, but it takes goals away from the Bruins. It takes goals away from Buffalo. Boston can't take goals away from Boston, or can they? Beautiful little stick-on-stick here, taking that puck away. Stingy play. And stingy isn't the only safe way to play that game. When that puck goes high, it goes low when you're the Bruins. Like I said, they don't try to do anything cute. They get the puck up high, bang, it goes down low almost every time. Soon as that puck goes low, they know it's set. Pastrnak picks it up behind the net because frankly, it's always Pasternak's line. They get it out in front. The kids get caught. Puck goes in. Second effort. Low to high, take away sticks, block shots. That's Bruins hockey. Drag them into the mud and keep them in the mud. The problem with trying to keep a team in the mud, you try to keep them there too long, eventually they're going to get going. And sometimes when that dam won't break, you just need to have a guy with unbelievable hands here, like Tage Thompson. Bang, wraparound. You should never score on a wraparound. Literally ever. But it happens. And in this play, appreciate how good his hands are. Dam, meet Tage Thompson. And he's got a really big hammer to break down that concrete. Because when you're trying to play so stingy in your own defensive zone, eventually you just get exhausted, and big power players like Thompson can do it again. 2 goals by Tage, 2 goals from behind the net, 2 goals against an exhausted Boston Bruins team. And while you're at it from your own corner, make it 3. When Boston gets tired, they collapse. And when they collapse and you have 5 players in a zone that's too tight, you're able to get through that zone. When you get through that zone, you change it from east to west, and the puck goes in the back of the net. It's only a matter of time before skilled teams will take apart defensive teams. You're only going to score so many goals as the Bruins, and you're only going to be able to keep your cardio so high with 4 lines when you're playing against talent like the Sabres. So when you're low risk like the Bruins, you drag them into the mud. And when you're a high velocity team like the Sabres, it's all gas all day with great hands. Moving on to a team that loves to play on the strong side and play the right way. That's the Vegas Golden Knights. And when you're under John Tortorella, your system's going to be simple. You stay together, you work together as a team, you work on that same side. And if you've been here this long and you're wondering where we get all these playbooks, I want to give you the playbooks as well too. Head over to my link down below for Jack Hahn's Hockey Tactics 2026. If you picked up 2025, this is new for 2026 in the playoffs. You can get your copy below. And if you love all the coverage that you're getting and you've stayed this long, why don't you buy Coach Ryan D a coffee? It'll be there all playoffs for you to help support this channel. We don't have any sponsors other than what brings you value. I think the Jack Hahn book brings you value. We put a lot of work into this. If you'd like to support, the Buy Me Coffee link goes directly to us. We'll put it right back into the channel for you. Structure versus a reckless 1-2-2. Structure means you're going to have 3 players on the right side, and you're going to have players like Logan Cooley here, reckless, young, no fear, moving in, decimating 2 guys. I mean, you should be able to take this one away if you're Vegas, but you can't. It's absolutely beautiful playing here by Cooley. And then what do? You take a team of veterans that likes to box out, and likes to play on the strong side, you got to get that puck moving east and west. And that's exactly what Cooley does. He trapped the Golden Knights low. He moves that puck to the top, and Vegas is collapsing to the net, and there's too much of a gap. That gap gets way too wide, and Logan Cooley gets lost. This isn't the guy you want to lose. That puck moves back to Cooley, and it's in the back of the net. Because no matter what, there is really no replacement for hard work. And Vegas right now is going to grind them out in the corner. You can take a look. It's a 3-on-3. Vegas is always on the strong side. They never have a player away from a player. That's why you see 3 players here on the strong side. It's all about puck support. When they finally break that puck away is when you see Vegas separate. So you move that puck up the wall. Now all of a sudden, everybody is going to start separating east to west to make that space. They defend in herds. They attack in waves. You move that puck to the side. That puck goes to the front. But the key here for Vegas is just veteran muscle. You get between the man and the puck when you're on defense, but it is very tough when you're playing the Knights. Simply outmuscles them, catches the kids on the wrong side. Keller has found himself in a bad position. Bang, muscle an ugly one into the back of the net. And that is Vegas hockey. A lot of goals are going to be boring, predictable, and ugly. There's no boring goal in hockey, let's be frank, but they're going to be attacking with 3 or 4 on the strong side. They're going to do things the right way, and pucks are going to go in. This is why they're a cup favorite, and this is why their system is so hard to stop. You see, Utah is going to use their speed to provoke Vegas into a track meet, but Vegas isn't going to bite. They're not going to end up in a track meet with Utah. They're too smart for that. They're too old for that, frankly. The easiest way to say this is Utah is a sprinter. They're going to dominate the first 20 minutes of most games. Vegas, they're like a wrestler. They're plodding. They're slow. They're going to drag you down with them, but overall, their cardio is pretty darn good. You see, Vegas is designed to gas a young team like Utah. So we'll have to see who ends up taking this one. Guys, we'll catch you tomorrow for the rest of the playoffs. Edmonton will be here. If you have found this channel, it's because you love hockey and because you want some of the best hockey knowledge on the internet. So subscribe, like, and stay tuned.